Hello, I wanted to do a quick presentation since I won't be at the meeting on Monday, just to go over my coaching philosophy and who I am. So my name is Paul Manueli. I've had a few years of coaching experience. This is the first year I'm not going to coach my own son, which is a little wild, but I think it'll be better for both of us. When I'm not on the soccer pitch coaching and playing around with my kids, I do work on a computer, which is way boring for my job. But I do like to play chess. I like to read. So there is a lot of things I like to do sitting down and inside. But also, I'm very active. I like to run. I like to lift weights. I like to play basketball. I like to play soccer. Just anything that keeps me going. So I do have a lot of interests and talents, and I have fun. So I try and lead a balanced life. All right, this year we're going to run, or the formation we'll start with is a 2-3-1. How you read formations in soccer is from our goalie out. So what that means is we have our goalie, which is never really included in the numbering formation, which is fine. But our two is our two center backs, our 2 and 3, which will be, you could call them more of a defender type. And then we have our 3 midfields, the 4, 5, and 6. And then our 7 is our center forward, or what we can call as a striker. And so that's the formation we're going to run. This formation is good for starting out because it just allows the team to pass a little better. It also allows us to have a really strong team if we have a really strong 2, 3, and 5, because they can get the rest of the team involved. They can take shots on goals. They can do a lot of great things that just allow the boys to develop and grow. Each practice will run this model called play, practice, play. This is the current endorsed method for USA Soccer. So the idea is when the boys come for the first 20 minutes, we're going to play. And that could be small-sided games like 3 players versus 3 players, or 2 players versus 2 players. Or we could even play sharks and minnows, or minions, or tag. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be exploratory, with hopefully less guidance from the coaches as they kind of explore the soccer ball with and without. The main focus of our practice will be on the practice session, which we'll do for about 30 minutes. And this allows us to do small-sided tactical games that allow us to simulate portions of the field that we're trying to get better at and situations we're trying to improve. Because we only practice at most 2 times a week, you won't see any set drills like set plays going on. So you're not going to see us practice what to do on a penalty kick or on a throw-in or corner kicks. There's just not enough practice time, and it's not as valuable as them just learning how the basic principles of the game. And then the last play session is going to be a scrimmage, either a scrimmage with the same team, and we divide up the teams evenly, or we'll try and get with another team in scrimmage. And this is where we can really kind of get more hands-on involved and help the boys start thinking about their positions really well, and then also practice the laws of the game so that they understand when to do a throw-in, when it's a goal kick, when it's a penalty kick. We try and apply those to the best we can. Okay, so in the practice session, here's a simple practice session that we're going to start right off the bat. And this isn't animated, but one thing I like to do is set up a small grid represented by these blue cones, probably starting about 18 yards. And then I'm going to put a defender in between 2 players on the other team, so the 2 blue. And the idea is, can the blue work together to get the ball forward and score without getting the ball taken away by the defender, and vice versa, the defender trying to counter score on their goal. And this sounds really simple, but it's really complicated. The boys have a hard time initially passing, and so it can be somewhat frustrating. But this is good. It helps us practice a situation of the field. So again, where do we begin? When we're talking about building these boys and teaching the principles of soccer, we're saying we got to break this field down really into 3 sections. And so here I've divided this field into 3 sections. The first section I'll call is where the red jersey guy is, and that's building out of our own half. And so how do we move the ball out of our half and get it into the next phase of the field, which is the middle third. We'll call that transitioning third, where the 7 is and where that blue figure is transitioning, building up our attack so that when we get to the yellow phase, we can score. And we're moving the ball well. And then vice versa, if we get really comfortable with how our boys handle the ball and move it forward, we're going to start on the opposite end, where we're going to say, okay, now the other team has the ball and they're trying to build out of their half where the yellow is. So how do we defend that? How do we try and take that ball away? Because again, in soccer, we talk about offense and defense, but it's all, when the other team has the ball, everyone's got to play defense. When we have the ball, everyone has to play offense. And so how can we teach that? All right, and then I just want to finish with a little demo. So in the beginning, I was talking about how we set a defender between 2 attackers. Well, in this case, this is why it is important. So if we're building out and we've got this This dotted line is a build-out line, which is unique to the next 2 years of our soccer. Basically, the other team can't go past it if our goalie has the ball. But once the goalie makes a play, like passes out to the 3, what's going to happen? Well, usually the other team's going to try and take that ball away. Sometimes they'll send 1, 2, 3, depending on how good the team is and how organized they are. So what does the 3 need to do? And the 5 and the 6, they've got to learn to work together to move away and pass. Working with the 5, coming in, passing up, and creating those angles where the 5 and 6 and 3 are working together to get a good pass off and not get the ball intercepted. Because this is a really dangerous part of the field where if the 4 gets it, right, then generally they'll have a wide open shot on our goal where it's just him and the goalie and it's hard to defend. So that's our philosophy. I look forward to coaching your boys, getting to know them, and yeah, we'll talk to you there.